Greetings! Mantare79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now.
Vanguard Deer Days.
Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, off to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, D-BT07. Alrighty, let's get started. Selecting the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu. And like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon deck, made up of cards only available up until D-BT07. Okie dokie, let's begin. Selecting the filter settings, go into pack, showing the cards from D-BT01, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT02, Brush of Legends, D-BT03, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT04, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-BT05, Shrine of Return of Brave Heroes, Festival Collection 2021, Festival Collection 2022, Promo Pack number 1, D-BT06, Blazing Dragon Reborn, D-BT07, Raging Flame against Emerald Storm. Filters applied, applying filter. Let's get started. First up, the right deck. And first up, the right deck. For the cards in this right deck we are playing, right deck, grade 3, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose a card blaster this card name from Soul and call it to rearguard. Second skill, actions, the Vanguard, once per turn, cost, counter blast 1 and retire 3 rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose up to 2 of your opponent's rearguards, retire them, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of turn. Alright, the grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 1 the right deck. Next up, right deck, grade 2, Blaster Dark. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, cost, counter blast 1 and retire 1 of your other rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose 1 of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. This unit gets a drive plus 1 till end of turn. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If your rearguard is retired this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. And okay, the grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 1 the right deck. Next up, right deck, grade 1, Blaster Javelin. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Blaster Dark, reveal the top card of deck. Call to rearguard circle's rest if it is a unit card, discard if it isn't. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If you have a Vanguard Blaster in this card name, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. And affirmative, the Great 1 Blaster Javelin, we have 1 the right deck. And next, right deck, grade 0, Full Bow, starting unit. Skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. And confirm, the grade 0 Full Bow, we have 1 the right deck. With that, we've covered the deck's right deck. Next, let's get on to the grade 3 lineup. And now for the grade 3 lineup. For the grade 3s in this deck we are playing, the grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon. Since we explained this card's skills and effects during the right deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the grade 3 Knight of War Damage Fasado. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard. This unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. Second skill, auto as a rearguard. When this unit attack hits, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. Alright, the grade 3 Knight of War Damage Fasado, we have 3 in the deck. And next, the grade 3 Silent Sorrow Dragon. Skill, continuous as a rearguard. If your other rearguard is retired by your card's ability this turn, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, active on opponent's turn 2. And okie dokie, the grade 3 Silent Sorrow Dragon, we have 2 in the deck. And with that, we covered the deck's grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 2 lineup. And now for the grade 2 lineup. For the grade 2s in this deck we are playing, the grade 2 Blaster Dark. Since we explained this card's skills and effects during the right deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the grade 2 Knight of Rendering Flash Keter. Skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, cost, counter blast 1 and soul blast 1. If the cost and paid, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them. Reveal it, call to the Rearguard Circle if it's a grade 2 or less unit card, put it into hand if it is not, shuffle deck. And already the grade 2 Knight of Rendering Flash Keter, we have 3 in the deck. Next up, the grade 2 Knight of Inheritance Emmeline. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with Blaster and its card name from among them, call it to rearguard circle, or reveal it, put into hand and shuffle deck. If you put a card into hand, choose a card from hand, discard it. Second skill, auto is a rearguard. When your unit with Blaster and its card name attacks, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. And affirmative, the Grade 2 Knight of Inheritance Emmeline. We have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1's this deck we are playing, the Grade 1 Aegismere Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 more cards, choose a card from hand, discard it. Already, the Grade 1 Aegismere Dragon, we have 3 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Blitz Order, Elementary Sanctitude. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Elementary Sanctitude deck. Third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard is triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Plays the cost of, discard a card from hand if your Vanguard is grade 3 or less. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. Remove this card. Okie dokie, the Grade 1 Elementary Sanctitude, we have 1 in the deck. And next, the Grade 1 Witch of Pandering Bruner. Skill, Continuous as a rearguard. If you have a Vanguard of Blaster's card name, when this unit will be retired for your card's cost, it may be regarded as retiring 2 rearguards. Affirmative, the Grade 1 Witch of Pandering Bruner, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Knight of Desolation, Phenolia. Skill, Continuous as a rearguard. If there are no other units in the same columns as unit, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, includes your opponent's rearguards. Confirm, the Grade 1 Knight of Desolation, Phenolia, we have 3 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 1 Knight of Enmity, Amy. Skill, Auto. When this unit is retired from your right rearguard circle by any card's ability, if your hand is 3 or less cards, draw a card. And alright, the Grade 1 Knight of Enmity, Amy, we have 2 in the deck. And with that, we covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing, the Grade 0 Light Dragon Deity Honors Amritonia Overtrigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Until end of turn, you may also perform drive checks for the battles or rearguards attack. Alrighty, the Grade 0 Light Dragon of Deity of Honors Amritonia Overtrigger, we have 1 deck. Next up, the Grade 0 Blade Feather Dragon Critical Trigger. Skill, Auto as a rearguard. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Okay, Grade 0 Blade Feather Dragon Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0 Daring Knight Saul Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0 Protection Magic Parabi Draw Trigger. Skill, Continuous as a Guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. Affirmative, the Grade 0 Protection Magic Parabi Draw Trigger, we have 3 in the deck. And next, the Grade 0 Invigorate Sage Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active if this battle is its second attack this turn or more. And confirm, the Grade 0 Invigorate Sage Heal Trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And finally, the Grade 0 Hardiness Tier Sorceress Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, and its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. And okay, the Grade 0 Hardiness Tier Sorceress Heal Trigger, we have 2 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. And with that, the deck's been built, card is explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing, 3 Grade 3 Knight of War Damage Pasado, 4 Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, 2 Grade 3 Silent Sorrow Dragon, 4 Grade 2 Blaster Dark, 3 Grade 2 Knight of Rendering Flash Keter, 3 Grade 2 Knight of Inheritance Emmeline, 3 Grade 1 Aegismere Dragon, 1 Grade 1 Elementary Sanctitude, 4 Grade 1 Witch of Pondering Bruner, 1 Grade 1 Blaster Javelin. 3 Grade 1 Knight of Desolation Fenolia. 2 Grade 1 Knight of Enmity Amy. 1 Grade 0 Full Bow starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck we are playing, 1 Amritonia Overtrigger. 8 Critical triggers. 3 Draw triggers. And 4 Heal triggers. And okie dokie, deck built, Cardfight explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are in the main menu, going to test out the deck, so selecting the fight menu, going to CPU fight, selecting the deck I just showcased to you, the Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, D-BT07 deck, selecting the deck, and choosing the opponent I'm going to test the deck out on. I'm going to test it out on Keter Sanctuaries, Aichi Sendo, hard difficulty, and click. And the battle begins. Let's get started. And here we are in the fight. Gonna decide who was first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Scissors to paper, I win, going first. Drawing our starting hands, I got myself a Fenolia, a Keter, a Critical, a Blaster Dart, and Perfect Guard. Not a bad hand. Redrawing triggers, holding on to all normal units. Redraw! Yes, Emmeline! Here we go. Going first, draw! I ride from the right deck, Blaster Javelin. For the right deck cost, I have 2 copies of Keter, discarding 1 extra, discard and ride, Blood Javelin. End of my turn, my opponent's turn. Here it comes, the Great One, Little Sage Baron. Skill of his starter, he draws a card and he costs 2 Ks. Uh-oh, this is not good. 8K to Vanguard, no guard. Ow, damage check. Yes, heal trigger, just what I needed. Cannot heal, but power to Vanguard. 1 pass to Vanguard and no pass for the rear guard. No guard. No trigger, yes, safe, no damage. Ka-chink. That was a close one. End of their turn, my turn. Stand draw. I ride from the right deck, Blaster Dark. Right deck cost, I'm discarding Blaster Dark. Hold on, nope. Discarding Keter. Discard and ride, Blaster Dark. Skilled Javelin, superior call, top card of my deck. It is a... Yes, Bruner, call. Skilled Blaster Dark, Counterblast, retiring Bruner. And let's do this. I retire K in the right side. Get Twin Drive. I call... I am calling Blaster Dark to the rear guard. And calling Emmeline to rear guard. Call. Emmeline's skill, Soul Blast 1. Soul Blast. Look at the top cards on my deck. And no blasters. Failed skill. Not good. I'm gonna call Fenolia to rear guard. Call. Battle phase. Blaster Dark attacks the rear guard. K. Emmeline's skill plus 5,000 power. Power up. The attack goes through. Slash. 1 less rear guard to worry about. Vanguard to Vanguard. 10k. Twin Drive. Emmeline's skill. 5,000 more power. Here we go. Twin Drive. First check. Critical trigger. Yes, just what I needed. Critical to Vanguard. Power to the rear guard. Emmeline. Second check. Yes, double critical. Lucky. Critical to Vanguard. Power to Emmeline. Here we go. 3 damage to opponent. And slash. Damage check first. No trigger safe. Second check. Critical. Lucky him. Adding all effects to Vanguard. And the third check. Come on. Nothing. Yes, Blaster Blade. 1 less card to worry about. Boosted by Fenolia. Emmeline to Vanguard. 48k. And Pierce. Damage check. Yes, Painkiller. No trigger. 1 less card to worry about. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here it comes. Blaster Blade. Marin's skill, looking at the top cards of his deck for a blaster. He adds Blaster Blade to hand. Blaster Blade skill, Counter Blast, retiring. Emmeline. He calls Newness, new gain to rear guard. Skill, Superior calling heal trigger. Yes, 2 triggers out of deck. Lucky me. Blaster Blade skill again. He's retiring. Blaster Dark. Vanguard to Vanguard, 18k. The good news is a heal and over trigger out of his deck. I can rest easy a little bit easier for this game. No guard, taking Blaster Blade attack. Drive check. No trigger, Blaster Dark. Guaranteed triple drive for next turn. Ow! Damage check. No trigger, Emmeline. Here comes Blaster Blade, 10k. No guard, gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. No trigger, Fasado. Not good. End of my turn. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. I ride from the right deck, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Right deck cost, discarding, critical trigger, Sol. Right, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Skill. I Superior Call. Blaster. Javelin to the front row. Call. I call Mune to rear guard. Call. And Sol to rear guard. Call. Moving Vanolia to the front row. Activating. I have a perfect guard in hand, so I should guarantee myself some front row attacks. Calling. Hardiness tier to rear guard. Call. Activating Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. Counter Blast 1. Retire 3 rear guards. I retire Amy and Sol and Hardiness tier. Retiring my own rear guards. Retire 2 of my opponent's rear guards. I retire Amritonia, Overtrigger, and Blaster Blade. No rear guards in the same column. Power and critical up. Amy skill. With 3 or less cards in hand when sacrificed, I have 1 card in hand. Skill can be activated. I draw a card. Draw! Yes! Grade 3 Silent Sorrow Dragon. Just what I needed. I move Bruner to the. I move Javelin to the back row. Calling Silent Sorrow. Call. Battle phase we go. Power of his own skill. First off, Phenolia, no, hold on. Vanguard to Vanguard, 23k, 2 criticals. He triple guards with 3 Blaster Darks. Whoa, 3 in a row. 1 to pass, Twin Drive, first check. Yes, draw trigger, just what I needed. All effects to Vanguard. And second check. No trigger, Bruner. Prepare for next turn. The attack smashes through. 2 damage, first. No trigger, Persona Ride, 1 less card to worry about. Second check. No trigger, 6 damage, I win. That was pretty lucky. I got to try the new cards in this deck pretty well and make them work out pretty well for me in the end. So I got win, double critical, double trigger, attack 40,000 more power, win within 6 turns, did a Superior Call, and drew 3 more times in 1 turn. I got 2200 VP, total 510,000, 325 VP, pressing A to go next, leaving the fight and returning to fight menu. Back to the fight menu, leaving fight menu, going back to main menu, and off to edit deck menu. With that, the deck's been built, Cardfight explained, and I just finished testing deck out in front of you, so first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and do please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload in the near future. I'll also be able to show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that I say, goodbye, and see you all soon!